Joe Biden comes out and says 0 inflation in July. Zero. And it was repeated all day long. It was repeated all day long that it's 0 inflation in July. Not 0 month over month, which technically would have been correct. 0 in July. Well, no, Joe. No. CPI did not enhance from June to July. Correct. 0. CPI in July was 8.5%, which is only a 40-year high. So we went from 43-year high to 40-year high.
So they're doing great, is what you're saying.
Headline inflation was 8.5%. When he came into office, it was under 2%, probably 1.5%. It's 4 times higher than what the Federal Reserve would like inflation to be running at. Core inflation, take out energy and food because you could do without those, is 5.9% year over year. 5.9% year over year. He additionally omits and doesn't talk about core inflation was up 0.3% in July. And the most important thing to you and to those people going to have to get second jobs while they're screaming about the jobs report. Oh, look at the jobs report. The reason people are going to get second jobs is because inflation is crushing real wages and real wage progress. So they're lying about the jobs report and what it really represents. And he just he just doesn't know what he's talking about. Someone told Joe, say 0 and go with it. We'll take care of the rest. Just say 0, say 0, say 0. So here he is this morning. You got that clip, G? Here's Biden this morning after getting his directions from his overlords. Run that.
I want to say a word about
Look at him reading.
the news that came out today relative to the economy.
Yeah.
Actually, I just want to say a number.
Oh,
good.
See?
0.
That's it. That's all you got to say,
Today, we received news that our economy had 0% inflation.
Well, I feel better. I feel better already.
Joe. Stop. 0% inflation. No. It was 8.5% year over year, Joe. Year over year, 8.5. It was 0, meaning it didn't increase from June to July. By the way, if the rest of the year, every month, we have 0 month over month, we end the year with 6.5% inflation. 6.5%. The Fed wants it at 2 or under 2. It's going to be 3 times higher. It's so sticky the inflation throughout the economy. And we've raised rates aggressively, but it does not matter. Joe, say 0. The media will do the rest for us. And that's what the plan was today. Go ahead, finish this, G.
0%. Here's what that means.
Yeah.
Well, the price of some things went up last month. The price of other things went down by the same amount. The result, 0 inflation last month. But people were still hurting.
He just say
Zero inflation last month.
No inflation last month. No inflation last month. This is like a guy who's 550 pounds saying, I didn't gain anything in July. I'm ready for the New York City Marathon.
Right. Oh, my Lord.
I was 550. I'm still 550. I'm ready. I didn't gain a pound in July.
Right. Like the
I've been gaining 2
I'm fit and ready to go.
I've been gaining 2 pounds a week my entire life. Here, I didn't gain anything this month.
Right. It's like he's on Weight Watchers. He started at 500. He finished at 500. It must be working. I didn't gain weight.
No. He gained the weight, but he lost the equal amount of weight.
Right. So it comes out to 0.
I mean,
exactly.
The only reason,
oh my Lord,
only reason that it even came down from 9.1 to 8.5, we were expected 8.7, is because energy has come way down. And why is that? Because you're driving less. That's why. And he has emptied the strategic reserve, and that has had almost 0 effect. So he's emptied the strategic reserve. And you have basically been forced to drive less and have less demand. They've crushed demand. So energy prices, commodity prices have all come down. But there is no guarantee, I'll say it right now on the day of the CPI print, 30 days from now when we get the next one, there is no guarantee the next one's going to be lower. I'll tell you that. I'm not convinced that it's going to be lower than 8.5. We could creep back to 8.7. So this whole tack today was just somebody pulling him aside and say, Joe, just say zero. That's all you got to say. What's zero? Well, the month over month is zero. What's that? Don't worry about it. I've never talked about it before. Don't worry about it. Just say zero. We'll clarify later. You just say zero in July. And that's what he did. And it was regurgitated all day long.
With no pushback.
All day long. I haven't seen, let me see cut 1G. I haven't seen, let's get a little media reaction, how they reacted to it. Roll that.
Year over year, the inflation number remains hot, and this is a problem on a hot and steamy day in Washington. We were hoping that we would see year over year numbers at about 6% inflation. In fact, it's 8.5% year over year. So that's down slightly from the 9% rate we saw last month, but that is still awfully hot. That would suggest that the Fed is not done raising interest rates. Month over month, though, the good news is we didn't see much of a change at all. In other words, not a big increase month over month. Again, it's an 8.5% year over year rating. And anybody who goes to the store or who buys gas or who buys an airline ticket knows prices are higher, although gas prices have dropped a full $1 or so from where they were back in their highs back in June. Without food and energy, if you take out food and energy of this report, then we're looking at about a 5.9% increase. I always have a hard time with that. I think, okay, so if you don't drive and if you don't eat, inflation was 5.9%. Well, who does that apply to really? The thinking is that that is more of a real indicator of what's happening in the economy, and the Fed is watching that closely. But the bottom line here, as it relates to most Americans, the numbers are still hot.
Okay, so that's a pretty honest report, actually.
Yeah.
That's right on the money. Month over month, we didn't see much of an increase, and he's zero. But year over year, and what you care about, minus food and energy, is 4 times what the Fed wants.